Welcome to this episode where we're going to explore what is different about the organizations that get results, specifically through the lens of how they get results in learning and development that impact their actual organization. So if you're new here, you'll want to make sure that you subscribe. We have a lot of content around the idea of learning and development for people who are trying to get into learning and development field, and also for organizations that are trying to improve their workforce to get results. Legacy Learning Consulting, we help with that. And we'd love to talk with you if that's something you're interested in. But because we help organizations achieve their results, their organizational results through their learning efforts, we have a very unique perspective of what works and what doesn't. So we get that seat at the table with the proverbial seat at the table with leadership, and we really get to understand what their results, what their goals are, and then we, through learning, get to help them achieve those results. So I wanted to spend the time on this episode helping organizations know what other organizations are doing to be successful. The very first thing is that it's not just the result, but it's that they invest. So the fact that they invest is not really the differentiator. It is their perception of what learning development is and how it impacts, how it manifests within the organization. But the output that we get to see mostly is that they're willing to invest in learning development. That's investing time, investing leadership's time, investing money and resources to first developing a strategy, an organizational learning strategy that keeps the organization's goal in mind, while also applying learning sciences, while also thinking about who their learners are, so that those learners have the best, the quickest access to achieving results. So that's the first one. They invest. And again, more importantly, their perception that learning is valuable and important within the organization. Along the same lines, that they get to know who their learners are. Now, leadership itself might not, but they give the time and the effort to understanding who their learners are. They usually do that at the front end and also during sessions, right? So that they will try to, or learning experiences, whether it's a session or e-learning, they'll try to get to know what their learners are doing. They'll train their facilitators to get pulses within a learning experience to figure out what's working, what's not, and adjust, investing time and money to actually adjust as learners are learning. They understand what their learners' goals are, whether that's to stay in that career forever within that organization, or it's to grow out of that. And there is these organizations allow that to happen. Another thing that they do is they know what they want as outcomes. So a lot of times when I work with clients who have worked with other organizations like ours, they have the perception that we're saying, oh, let's just focus on the learning outcomes and that it's all about the learners. It's not all about the learners. It's equally about the learners as it is the organization's goals, right? And so it is important to know what your goals are as you go into this experience of developing learning strategies and implementing those strategies. So organizations that get results know what they want out of their learning program. And that's different per organization. The most impactful thing I think that they do, and me saying this statement isn't going to really clarify what I mean, but they develop a holistic learning program based on their learner needs and their intended outcomes. So that looks very different for every organization who really embraces this holistic learning approach. But what's important is they understand the concept of learning isn't an event. Now, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, you should, because in a different episode, we define what learning is, and we actually talk about outcomes and how do you get to these valuable learning experiences. But this organizations that get results understand that creating something more than an event actually helps the learners achieve their outcomes. And when those outcomes are tied to the organization's outcomes, that gets real world results for the organization. You know, aside from your most basic benefits of when you do this, employees are more committed and invested and more autonomous and all those things, literally allows you to take that next step of, okay, if our learners are kind of self-learning and their learning is aligned to what we're trying to do as an organization, we can take that next step as an organization. And that gets very powerful results whenever you're not having to micromanage the learning experience. The last one that we're going to talk about is they support their learners. Now, you could, when we're talking about this, you could replace learners with employees. So generally, you're not going to see an organization who supports their learners only when they're learning. It is that they have they value their employees, and they understand that employees who have the resources to learn and grow are much more value add to the organization. So they spend time, maybe they create a whole department, maybe they reach out to an organization like us where we can kind of come in and help, but they spend time figuring out where their learners are, what they are doing, and how to improve the learning experiences so that learners feel that support and want to stay on. So that's I'm going to wrap up with this, that organizations that get results care about their learners. They see value in learning and not just doing it because another entity has said they have to do it, or to get some of these external benefits. They really care about their employees and know that their employees want to learn and grow, and they invest in that. So if you haven't subscribed, you should. And we'll keep posting more content like this to help you grow as an organization.